topic, John, and it's what you just mentioned there. We actually got an email coming in from Machine CAD Films in regards to an up-and-coming film that's coming out on the 5th of March called Raktha Gulabi. Now, this is something that's we get quite a few emails from production companies giving us sort of heads up when a trailer's dropping, etc. And occasionally we will get production companies asking us to review films. For this one's really interesting. It's very intriguing, and it kind of reminded me of 1917 and the sort of spirit that they were going for in the film. But they've actually went one step further, and I'll just read this part of the email that came in, John. I don't want to get into too much. It's a personal email, so it's really just highlighting obviously what the film is about. And it's they've recently completed a movie called Raktha Gulabi. The entire movie was shot in a single shot, and also our movie has been recorded in India Book of Records and Asia Book of Records for shooting a movie without any cut or edit. Raktha Gulabi is releasing on 5th of March. First time North Karnataka actor is acting in the lead role. We are not supported by any production house or media or from any celebrity. John, we watched the trailer, probably about 2 minutes long. Give us your thoughts, John, because I was swaying whether or not to do a trailer reaction, but I think after watching the trailer, I think we made the right decision. I don't think it's one to react to, but I'll tell you something. For a film that's shot in one shot with no cut or edit, it was an actually very interesting trailer. It looked very natural and very what would you say?
Continuous.
Continuous, and as if you're actually there with them. It was very intriguing.
Stephen, that's the absolute wonder of the continuous one-shot style. I can't recall the movie, but there was a famous World War II set movie. It wasn't 1917. It was another one. And you had an infamous 20-minute, or maybe not 20-minute, that's ripping the piss, a 10-minute sort of continuous one-take shot of the Dunkirk beach and it following it all the way around. It was amazing. You felt you were being whisked back 75 years to that moment. So that's the beauty when you have these one-shot, sort of one continuous shot style movies. You've seen it with 1917. It really immerses you in the world. You feel like you're part of them because you're going on that journey. You're not being taken out of it by cuts. You're experiencing it real time with the characters, and it really does. It's a good.
It's almost live,
yeah. It's a good way of immersing you into the story, Stephen, and making you empathise with these characters. And I got that from the trailer. It was a very cool trailer. It was brooding. There was lots of drama, thriller elements in there. They're being chased, I think, by the police. They're on this sort of journey. Lots of guns getting thrashed about. It was dark. What I loved most about it was you could really see that they were shooting it in one continuous take. There wasn't jumps from dark to light. It started off daytime, and as it went forward, you've seen mists, and then you've seen the sun going down, and you really get that sense that it was following this journey. It was a really cool trailer. I like to look at the sort of the characters, the journey they're going on. They're going through fields. There's all sorts of shit going on. You get lots of following and tracking shots with the camera. So I'd love to see this movie. I don't think the trailer's going to do it justice. When you get these continuous shot projects, I've not seen many of them, but they are out there. What does it justice is getting to watch the full movie and experiencing it and seeing if it lends you maybe more. This continuous shot, or maybe it's just a gimmick. Only watching the movie will really tell you that one way or another. So I've seen enough from the trailer to say that I'm interested. Stephen, I love 1917. Roger Deakins, Sam Mendes, an absolute wizard with a camera. Roger Deakins, one of the all-time great cinematographers. What he done with that movie with some really neat little cuts that obviously going through the house and it panning to the side of the house. That was a cut. Little moments in the dark, cuts.
Yeah.
They're not doing this here, but you've seen a master doing it, and it was amazing. And it was a real experience watching that movie, and it was worthy of its nominations at the Oscars. Sadly, it didn't win many, but Roger Deakins won. So I like this style when it's done right. I'm liking what I'm seeing from this, and I'm glad they came forward and emailed us because it certainly piqued my interest. And a northern Indian movie as well, Stephen. We've been delving mostly in the southern Tamil, Malayalam movies, if that's even how you say it. So it's nice to see a Karnataka, did you say? Is that what he says the leading actor was? A northern actor. So it's nice to see different regions of India. We're not just delving into the one thing, Bollywood and stuff like that. So I'm intrigued.
I did, I certainly am, John. I was that intrigued I went onto IMDb to find out the running time because it's a big ask to do, a feature-length with one shot, one take, and no edits. But it's going to be very interesting to see how it doesn't actually have anything on IMDb that confirms the running time. But I'm looking forward to seeing this, John. And anyone that wants to check this out can, obviously go on YouTube and check the trailer out and just search up Raktha Gulabi. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, why not?
Steve, final thing I would add, I forgot to say it in my little rant about continuous one shots and my love of them. You got to appreciate the amount of attention to detail that would go into that production. They'd have to map out every place they were going to, make sure it was unbroken, they could get access to it. That's a marathon. We've seen how long it took for 1917, 6 months of shooting. Not shooting, 6 months of laying the foundation down, mapping out the exact length of trenches.
Pre-production,
Yeah, all the attention to detail went into that. That was just for that. I like a continuous one-shot movie. They were masquerading it as a one-shot project. This is an actual one-shot project, so be fascinating to watch this movie and see how they've pulled it off, man. If it's getting into the record books and stuff like that over in India, then it's certainly a technical masterpiece. But look, that's going to round us up, man. Us speaking about